So I've got it's interesting at a time like this, post-COVID, a lot of the inquiries I get are people like, post-COVID, this has happened, like loads of stuff has happened. And I suppose the most common one is the chronic fatigue symptoms, where, the body, that fogginess, that fatigue comes in. And on a physiological level, or how we look at it on a somatic level, is that we've got massive activation going on, and a part that just wants to shut that down. So there's this fogginess going on. So, I think what's happened with the pandemic is that we've all been functioning and, managing things. People, I think there's been a lot of, say, for example, I'll speak about my partner. I suppose he's close to home. Is that, my partner is a very sensitive person. There's been a lot of dysregulation in his nervous system, and he's found lots of ways of managing that. And then leading up to COVID, we got broken into, so that's a big shock. Going into lockdown, pandemic, and, these things that a big rupture, basically, is what we'd call it, like a rupture in the nervous system where this dysregulation just comes out. And so symptoms start coming out like vertigo, nausea, panic attacks, brain fog, not feeling like you can go out and be in the world, like needing to rest lots and things like that. Like the body's shutting you down because there's so much activation coming on. So, that's generally what happens for people with the stress disorders. So, and that's what I'm seeing. Well, that's my work, really. People that have managed and then started to realise, something's not right. I've got palpitations. My heart rate goes up quite a lot. I'm now highly strung, don't have the capacity, and things like that. So, I think it's interesting at the moment. It's a lot of post-COVID effects, which I think we're going to continue seeing, basically, because the effects of being in a global pandemic, we're going to see that, down the line more and more, and just our coping strategies have been really hit with a big rupture.
Would you say that anxiety is a major thing that you've seen in the last few years?
Anxiety, definitely. And I haven't heard him specifically. This is hearing it from another person, so don't quote me on it. But the Dr. Lawrence Heller with the NARM, the neuroaffective relational model, he will talk about anxiety as actually being anger a lot of the time, being a lot of repressed anger. And, we only have to ask the question of, how was anger met when you were at home by your parents when you were little? To know, like, anger wasn't, for the majority of us, anger wasn't okay. So a lot of it's been repressed. A lot of it we turn it inwards. We make ourselves the bad ones in order to preserve our relationship, in order to preserve our attachment to our primary carer. So anxiety is massive, because I think we're not a society that's okay with anger, like a healthy expression of it.